thank you for joining me again today. I'm Lee from thecraftyspark.co.uk, and today's video is something a little special. I thought we'd do a bit of a fancy card today. So I've already done quite a lot of it, because otherwise this would probably take a while. Oh goodness me, look at those shadows. Really sorry about the shadows. It's just another dark day, lights are on again. In fact, there's even more shadows than there was earlier. Hang on, just going over the other side of the room to turn another light on. Let's see if that's made a difference. No. Okay, never mind. Right, let's start this card. Now, you are going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. This is Highland Heather. This is one of the new colours that came out last year. Really, really, really yummy, yummy purple. And it needs to be 8 inches by 7.5 inches. Now, all the measurements are going to be on the blog, and they're going to be listed under this video, so don't worry too much if you don't get them all, because they'll be there in metric and imperial. Alright, but to begin with, we are scoring, and we are going to start with the 8-inch at the top, and we're going to score at 2, 4 and 6. Hang on, I'm just going to try another light. How's that? I'm going to have every light on in the house in a minute. Okay, yeah, we'll try that. So 2, 4, 6, turn it around, score it again at 1 1/4, 3 3/4, 6 1/4. All right, so 1 1/4, 3 3/4, 6 1/4. Then you need to put your stylus, score pen, score tool, thingamabobbly bit at the end, put it at number 5. So come along to 5 inches and score down just to that first line that you get to. Alright, flip it over, do it again. 5, just down to the first line, first score line. Okay, now you need to do that on both pieces of cardstock. I've already done the other one, so I'm not going to show you the other one, but you need to do it on both pieces, and I will show you why. Let me just get rid of my scoreboard. I think that's going to fall over. There you go, put it over there. Now, don't fold anything, not yet anyway. Don't want to be folding anything just yet. You need to grab yourself scissors. Oh my word, sorry about that. That was me getting my paper cutter out. Grab yourself some scissors or a paper cutter. And then what you need to be doing is, where you've done that score line at 5 inches down to the first line, line that up and cut from that score line off. Alright, so you've just made a slit on that score line. Turn it over, turn it round, whichever way you want to say it, and do the same thing again. So go from the scored line up. Alright, so you've cut across there and there. Now what we're going to do is you're going to turn it again. This time have your cut bit towards the top. Line it up on the score line again, and you're going to score. You're going to cut from, not the first one, the second one. So to the second score line, cut it up. Okay, so now you've actually got this bit spare. Okay, get rid of that, don't need that. Do exactly the same on the other side. Now you need to be doing this on all, oh, I can't see where my line is, hang on, let me turn it the other way, that's better. You need to be doing this on both of your pieces. So you are going to end up with 2 pieces that look like that. Trying to find somewhere to put everything because I've got so many lights on. I've got no room on my desk. It's just all everywhere. Right, let's grab my chair because I need to sit down now. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces looking like this. Now you need your bone folder and you need to fold these 2 tabs backwards. Okay, give them a burnish. Then fold this top one over, give that one a burnish, and the bottom one over, and yeah, give it a burnish. Okay, so that is what you are now left with, looking like that. Hopefully yours is a little bit neater than mine because I haven't cut mine very straight or anything. I need to trim that up. Now, do not fold anywhere else. The reason we've got these other score lines in is to help with placement more than anything else, but it also gives a nice little finish to it, okay? So, there is one piece. Now, I've already started sticking, as you can see, on my second piece. Oh, I've just realised I haven't folded the bottom bit or the top bit. Let's just do those. Right, I've already started sticking my layers on because otherwise, as I said, we'll be here forever. These squares measure, I can't remember. It's not much good, is it? They measure 2 inches by, I think it's 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. So each square is 2 inches by 2.5. So what I've done is I've used, oh, I'm so unorganised today. Hang on. Ooh, this lovely paper, because it's so pretty, and it is called How Sweet It Is. This is the designer series paper that I used. I probably should have told you that to begin with, but it's very, very nice. Look, lots of lovely bright colours. And what I've done is I've cut out, where are they? There. Cut out cupcakes and mounted them on the backing sheet. Alright, so the backing piece is 1/8 of an inch smaller than the square, and then I've cut the cupcake in the middle. Now, to make it easier to do that cupcake, I actually made myself a little template. This is just a bit of scrap vellum cardstock I had knocking around. You could use anything. You could even use plastic packaging from, I don't know, your ham or whatever. What you need to do, cut your template. So as you can see, it's 1 3/4 by 2 1/4 or 4.5 by 5.7 centimetres. Put it over a cupcake. Make sure you've got it lined up, and then grab yourself a pencil like this one and draw around it. And once you've drawn your, whoops, try not to wobble like I'm doing. Once you've drawn your square around it, I think you can see that, you can then cut it out with your paper trimmer or your scissors, whatever you want to do. Alright, and you need to cut out 6 cupcakes using your little template. Alright, when you've cut them out, mount them on your backing piece, which, let me just measure this one again, is, yeah, 1 7/8 by 2 3/8, and as you can see, I'm actually using the other side of the cupcake paper as my liner. I think that looks quite cute. So I've done 6. Where's the others? And on 4, I've actually put some little diamonds, rhinestones, whatever they're called. Rhinestones? Diamonds? Yeah. Wherever they are. Now, they were very easy to do. They usually come plain on a sheet like this, just completely clear. All you need to do, grab some Sharpies, colour them in. You see, you can probably see on there actually where I've coloured loads in over the past, but you literally just go over the top, just gently. You're almost sort of tickling it. Don't rub it, otherwise you'll rub your rhinestone off the backing stuff and then lose your rhinestone. But no, just very gently, and it gives it a really, really good effect. So I've done that on 4. Now the reason I've only done it on 4 is because 2 of these, the ones that aren't coloured in, are actually going to be going on the back of the card. Where's my glue gun? There it is. So, ew, that's a bit yucky. Oh, I'm in such a mess today. Such a mess. Right, I'm going to put these on. Whoops. Onto my card. Now, it's really... Ooh, just trying not to get glue on me. It doesn't really matter what order you put it in. You know, whichever way you like. That way, that way, that way. I'm going to go that way. Why not? And that is just going to go on there like that. Now, the reason I'm using glue, I wouldn't usually use glue on a card. I tend to use tape more than glue on a card. But the reason I'm using it is because these borders are so very small. I wanted to make sure I had enough wiggly room. So if I mess up, I can move it about as I need to. Because there's not a lot of room, and I'm using... There we go. I'm using the score lines as my guide, so I know where I need to actually put things, which is why we did the scoring but not the folding, because otherwise you'd have a bit of a job trying to get these in the right places and lined up and in a straight line, as well as being lined up with the gaps around it, a straight line in the middle of it. So it just makes things a little bit easier. Okay, there we go. Now you will notice I haven't actually put the card together yet. That's because I think putting these on first makes it a little bit easier to do. All right. Now, some other things that I've done, because I've done a couple of other little bits and pieces for it. I have made these. Where's the others? There's another one. And there should be another one somewhere. There we go. Now, I don't know if you can see, but they are slightly domed. Can you see that? So instead of sitting flat, they've got a bit of a dome to them. What I did that was, whoops, move that. This is just one of the piercing mats, but it's like this thick, very thick foamy stuff. And I've got a Tonic Studios, I think this is what they use for flowers. Yeah, I think it's for flowers. But what I've done with it is I have literally, with the big end, gone in a circle, round and round and round and round and round and round, like that. Whoop. Moving about, as you can see, until it's kind of like a cup shape. You see that? And then all I did was, where are they? With a dimensional, stuck one in the middle, like that. And I've got some scrap Melon Mambo here. What's that? Oh no, that's the 1 3/8 punch that I did the big bit around the outside. But this is going to be a smaller one. So for this one, yeah, there we go, 1 1/8. So just out of a little scrap of card, punch that out. Take your dimensional off. Now, when you first put it on there, it's not, the dimensional is not actually going to touch the card, which is quite cool because it means that you can line it up a little bit easier. But once you have got it where you want it to be, just push down on the centre to stick it in place. All right. And then, just to make it a little bit pretty, I'm going to put just a plain rhinestone on the top. There we go. All right, now these, whoops, are going to go, a little bit more glue, just don't need tons of it. This is actually going to go hanging over the edge on the sides, because on the side one, you can go over the edge, you can afford to do that. Try and line it up though, like me, it's just dumped it in the middle there. But yeah, you can afford to go over the edge because it's still going to be within the card edge. Don't do it on the top one though, because you'll find that you're running out of room. And when you try and put it in an envelope, it's just not going to fit. So don't go over too much. Just a little bit. Oops, that's got caught a bit. Hang on. See, benefits of glue. You can wiggle it about. Give a little wiggle. Well, no, it's whistle, isn't it? Not wiggle. Oh. And then these ones are going to go... Actually, I'm not going to put that one on first. Let's put this one in the middle first, because this one's a slightly different colour. These are going here. Is that in the middle-ish? Yeah, that's about the middle, isn't it? And then that one. Now these... In case you're wondering where I got these circles from, you might have seen just now when I was showing you how to do the cupcake. Whoops. Oh, looks like I sat on that one. It's a bit squashed. Whoopsie daisy. Never mind. Yeah, on this cupcake paper, it's actually the top of the lollipop. And if you have got a 1-inch punch, you can line that up quite nicely and punch it out, and you've got the perfect swirly bit. See? Pretty neat, huh? Okay, so that's our front bit. The only thing that's missing now is our sentiment. Now for that, whoops, I have this piece of card, and this is 3 3/4 by 2 1/4, and it's going to go there. Now, I had a bit of a debate with myself over this because I wasn't quite sure what colour I was going to stamp it in, or if I was going to colour it in, or blah blah blah. I'm not really interested in all that rubbish, are you? So what I ended up doing was, I've got some gorgeous grape ink, which is off the camera because otherwise I'm going to run out of room on the camera. As you can see, it's all over my hands as well. But gorgeous grape ink, and I'm going to just pop that over to the side and up a little bit. Hold it for a few seconds, lift up, one sentiment, and I've also, move that out of the way. I've also, before I started, done a banner, look, and what I've used is this stamp set here. It's called Amazing Life. Trying to get in the camera, here we go, Amazing Life. And I've used Life's Too Short to Say No to Cake, because I thought that was quite good with the cupcakes, and Happy Birthday. All right, so I'm going to put that, oh actually, shall I colour the cake? Shall I colour the word? Because I was going to put that like kind of like that. Yeah, why not? What colour is this? Oh, Melon Mambo. Here we go. This one I was using earlier. I'm just going to try. I am awful at colouring. Okay, well, if you're going to colour it in, try and do it a bit better than me, because mine's really quite poor, actually. Okay, never mind. Right, I've lost the glue now. Where's it gone? There it is. let's just put a little bit of glue on the back. Right, now that's gonna go there. See, again, we've got a nice little bit of wiggle in case we need it to line up with. And the banner, I've actually got some of our mini dimensionals here. So I'm going to put some of these on the back, I think, just to make it pop off from the card a bit. There we are. Just put 3 of those on. Then it won't get too squashed. Well, it'd be good if we could actually get the backs off, couldn't it? Come on. Get there in a minute. In a minute. There we are. Done. Whoops. Now this, I'm going to put like that, which is why I wanted to do the, oh, hang on. Let's actually get it on the card, shall we? That's why I wanted the sentiment over to the side, so I could put that on the side bit. And I want to put some, let's get this packet because I've run out of the small sparklies. I'll do like a little sparkly. I tend to just finish it off, I think, don't you? Bit of bling here and a bit of bling there. Whoops. They're good if you can actually pick them up though. There we are. So that is our front. Front is done. Now for the back is much easier. You need your other piece that you've already done. And this time we are going to put, whoops, put our cupcakes just on these 2 end bits. Alright, so leave everything else, just go for the 2 end panels, sections, yeah, sections, that's a good one. Ugh, glue my finger. Your 2 end sections, there we go, because your middle one is where you're going to be writing. So I've actually got a big piece. And this one is 3 7/8 by, what's that say? 4 7/8. Oops. Oh, and there's my happy birthday stamp. Better not lose that. Oh, I'll need that, don't I? Or another one. So let's just pop this on. Go right across the whole of that centerpiece this time, so that there is plenty of room for writing. And then we're just going to put a white panel on the top, which is, what's this, 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Now you could, obviously, if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of stamping on this as well, which I wasn't going to, but I think I might actually, because it will probably just finish it off a bit, won't it? I'll just pop that on there, because that stamp set that I just showed you, there we go, is it's got some nice little like squiggly bits on it as well. What should we go for? I believe in you, you're amazing. So happy to have you in my life. What do you reckon? Where's that little squiggle that I just saw? That one there. Oh, can't get it off. There we go. Should we just put some little squiggles on? There's my block. There we are. And colour, I think we'll stick with our gorgeous grape. Ugh. Yeah, I know, it's a big mess, my gorgeous scrape. I really have trouble with our new stamp pads. I've got arthritis in my hands, which is why they look quite gnarly, and I really have trouble. Oh dear, hang on, just need to try and correct my little bit of mess there. I really have trouble getting them open, getting the ink pads open. So I had some old ink pads still knocking about. Oh gosh, I'm not doing very well on the stamping department, am I? Yeah, I had some old ink pads knocking about, so I cleaned all the ink off and I re-inked them using the re-inkers and the new colours, and it does actually work quite well, except for when you put too much ink on. You see, and it just goes everywhere. So I'd not recommend it, but if you really need to, that is an option. You do get covered in ink. Right, let's put this card together, shall we? Now then, very easy to put this together. First of all, turn it sideways, plop some glue on the end. Stick it together. Right, now once you've done one, the rest is easy. That's why we just did that small one to begin with. Use glue so that you can make sure you're nicely lined up everywhere. Okay, as we are. Then we're going to, yeah, we'll do both of those I think at the same time. Just pop a bit on there and a bit on there. Fold it over, and as you lay it down, it will just line itself up for you, so you won't have to worry too much about whether you've got things straight or not. You might need to do a tiny bit of adjustment, but it's not going to be anything major. There we go. All right, and then finally, actually, yeah, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? There we go. I couldn't get to it. I had a bit of a brain numbing moment there. There we go. Put some more on there. Fold that over. Make sure it's all nice and firmly stuck. And then fold it the other way, just to make sure you are nicely folding and lining and whatever else. And there is your card. Okay, what do you think? You like? It's quite good, isn't it? So if we look at it from the top, whoops, hang on, stand it up, shall we? That'd be a good idea. It does stand up, honestly. I just need to, there we go. Ta-da! Standing up. So from the top, we've got a nice little fancy domey things, whatever they're called. You've got your happy birthday on the front with your dodgy colouring, and then on the back, room to actually write whatever it is you want to write. I quite like these on there actually, apart from that one, but like I say, I'll fix that. And the best bit, you can lay it flat for posting. Now, what size envelope would that go in, I wonder? Might need to make one, or hang on, no, that will go in an A5 envelope. That's handy, isn't it? At least I think it will. Oh, I thought I had one on my desk, but yeah, looking at that measurement, yeah, A5 and you're off. So there we have it, our block card. I'm going to call this Cupcakes. Life's too short for cake. To say no to cake, rather. Looking all nice and pretty. Well, I hope you enjoyed that today. Like I said, everything is going to be underneath the video. All your sizes will be there. Everything you need to make it yourself, including links for all the different products that I've used today. There'll also be a link for the blog post that goes with this video as well. So if you need to check anything, just click on that link, go over to my blog, and you'll be able to see whatever it is you need to see. And there'll be lots more pictures of this very cute card on there for you.